Hello, my name is Colby A. Lopez, and I am a candidate for the West Virginia House of Delegates, District 51. Recently, the West Virginia Senate passed the budget bill that they have been working on. This is earlier than such a bill has been passed in some time. As part of the budget bill, they fully funded what is known as the Hope Scholarship, which is a school voucher program allowing students who are pursuing private school or homeschool to receive public funding to cover their tuition, books, etc. There are going to be little to no restrictions as part of this upcoming budget, and the funds can be used for out-of-state schools, something that the House of Delegates is trying to restrict in their version of the budget. This comes as county boards of education are going into debt due to special education obligations, and nowhere in the budget passed by the Senate were there additional funds or other mechanisms to prevent county governments from going into debt in order to provide an adequate education to those with special needs. Despite this massive increase in funding of $300 million for the Hope Scholarship, the Senate budget also included an income tax cut, which is fine if it is built correctly. I believe that reducing taxes on working people is a good thing. However, there was already in place a law that would automatically trigger a tax cut, but whenever we did not hit the requirements that would have automatically created such a tax cut, the governor and many state legislatures called for a tax cut anyways, which is not in the spirit of a formula used to calculate whenever we can afford such a cut. This coming alongside the counties going into debt to fund special education, a massive increase in potentially funding out-of-state schools, and neglect of public schools. And after so long of seeing tragedies in our foster care system, not putting any funding towards recruiting better, more experienced workers or investing in better training or anything like that, there is no additional funding, or at least no meaningful funding for CPS or the foster care system in the budget either. So overall, the budget as it's presented by the Senate right now, it shows that it's one of the quickest turnarounds on a budget in some time. They needed to put far more effort into it. The Senate should have not approached the final votes on this budget so quickly into the session whenever the House is still in committee with the budget bill. So we will see how the budget pans out, but based on what the Senate is saying their priorities are, I do not believe that this year's budget is going to properly fund a variety of things that West Virginia desperately needs. If you are interested in more about my campaign, I do have a link tree on most of my social medias. If you can't find it, I can send it to you in a private or direct message if you reach out to me. I thank you for watching, and I approve this message.